We are here with my letter C build of the Alphabet Soup Shell Challenge. We're just gonna get right into it because I can do most of my talking while this build is going on. So, here we go. Alright, so I'm just placing the lot for the letter C right now, and I am increasing the wall height and putting it up because I wanted to try the new stairs from the Courtyard Oasis kit, which is sort of what I really wanted to focus this build on. The timing of the kit actually came out pretty perfectly. I mean, if you haven't checked out my B challenge, I had B is for beachy, and I created like a nautical style beach kind of home. So this one I just wanted to keep on theme, and I decided to go with C is for courtyard, and the timing was the timing was perfect. It couldn't have been planned any better if it were on purpose. So I really just wanted to explore everything that this new kit had to offer. I know the shape was very difficult to work with, but I still managed to find a way to make something out of it. So I really like the new wallpapers that came with the new kit. I tested a little bit of them out, and I did decide to go with the tiled on the outside because I thought it looked the nicest. I don't know if realistically homes would have tile like that on the outside. Probably not, but it looked nice, so I decided to keep it. And that fence did not come with the new kit, but it kind of matched, and I just went with it along the top. I did Google like Moroccan style homes, and a lot of them were just kind of like flat roofed, and that's just kind of what I decided to decorate it with. I put the tile from the steps on top just to kind of give it a more finished matchy look. And yeah, I just thought for the theme I kind of wanted to do like an Oasis style home, which in my mind, I know the kit was tailored towards like the Moroccan style homes very specifically, but I kind of wanted to take that and also add other touches to it, so that's why I decided to make this house in Oasis Springs. And I used a lot of the jungle plants and debug items to landscape the outside of it, because when I do think of Oasis, I think of, you know, an oasis in the desert, which is like lush and green and a really nice earth kind of lush place in the middle of the desert. So that's kind of what I wanted to incorporate into this build, because it is on a sandy lot, but I also wanted it to be like, yo, there's life here. I don't know how else, I don't know a better way to say that. So I just like made sure to take my time with the outside and just add lots of green plant life. And actually, fun fact, this is the first time I discovered that those rocks have color swatches. So I went with the red rocks. I had no idea that was a thing up until now. So, and I just wanted to like clutter it up a little bit with some stuff that, you know, might be in the backs of homes. We don't need to talk about that rock that was not colored. I forgot about it and noticed it afterwards. So we can just leave that as it is. So yeah, when I was Googling these types of homes, I saw a lot of them had these like red pipeline style roofs. So I decided to bring that into my home as well. And I just placed them on the fronts of the home as kind of like a rain guard, I guess. They were very difficult to place. But I'm starting to get better at like the 9 and the 0 to like raise and lower things. So yeah, I just thought I would open up the area a bit. I don't know if this is ideally the kind of home I would want to live in, with this big open area that's subject to bad weather and rain, but I just said, oh well, it's a design, you know. And I did mean to add curtains to the open areas there that you would in theory like tie and close off if there was a little bit of rain, but I didn't realize until after I had finished the build that I forgot to put them on. But curtains in this game aren't good anyway, so I doubt I would have been able to find some that worked for me. So I decided to kind of break this up into, I have 2 rooms on the end there, and then this one was a master bedroom, which is very small for a master bedroom, but this shape was very difficult for me to work with, so I definitely struggled. But I did try to use, I really liked the wallpapers that came with this kit. I like the textured color. It kind of also reminds me of Greece. There's a Greek restaurant here that has very similar style walls to these. So I just also, I don't know, kind of tied that in as well. Because I didn't want to like say it was a Moroccan style theme because I didn't want to get any of the design aspects wrong, so I just kind of did my own thing. And I brought that tile throughout the rest of the house to kind of marry it to the front. And for the bedroom, I wasn't really sure what I was going for. Honestly, I just kind of went through all the items and placed them as I was finding them. I was like, oh, that mirror's cool. Oh, that clock is cool. Let's throw a rug in here. That's cool. And then I was like, okay, well, let's clutter up the dresser a little bit. And I literally just like went through all the items and placed them as I found them and thought would be appropriate clutter for a dresser. And just kind of like place things as I found them, which is how I usually build. It's a style I kind of want to get out of because it makes it very hard to follow along with a video. But it's a work in progress. I am still very new to building, and we're getting there. But I did do like the top-down kind of view, and when I found those canvases and placed them there, I was like, okay, this is gonna be like an artist or some type of artsy person that lives in this house. And I found these cracks on the walls, which I had never used before, but I thought they would be appropriate in this kind of style home, I guess. So I just decided to stick with like a gallery wall and just kind of make things cluttered and just have like lots of photos, like maybe this person travels, or maybe they did travel, and this is kind of like their retired life home. I don't know, but I just like tried to squish everything together, and I think this wall is what gave me the most trouble because I didn't really know what to do with it at this point. So I just kind of like switch things back over. I put the mirror back over by the dresser, which I thought made more sense. And then again, this is just purely, hey, I'm scrolling through all these items and I think they could go here, so let's try it. And I had no room in this bedroom for anything really, so it was really hard for me to kind of turn it into a livable space that looked cluttered but was not too cluttered, I guess. So I don't know, I like how it turned out. But yeah, so moving on to the bathroom. I love this color of the wall. It reminds me of Princess Jasmine, which is also like another thing that this kit kind of reminds me of. It's the closest thing I feel like I have for design or build mode items in The Sims that reminds me of Aladdin. And I don't mean that in like trying to offend any culture or anything, but I am so obsessed with it. I feel like there's not enough items, and it just kind of gave me that sort of vibe. Also, love the way that I snuck the mirror in there. It just made it look like even more cozy, because realistically, as humans, like, that's one thing that The Sims lacks, is the ability to really squish items in like that. I don't know if that mirror is usable. It probably isn't. I didn't play test this. I just build. But The Sims is a little difficult like that. And then when I started working on the kitchen, this was actually the first time that I really understood what the outer counter and cabinet option was for. I had never placed an item on an outer corner like that, and I didn't understand it until this build. And then it all made sense. But yeah, I wasn't really like a huge fan of the wooden cabinets that I picked, but I didn't really like any of the other upper cabinet options. Like the one that came with that set, I just wasn't a huge fan of the look, so I did go with the wood, but I don't think if this were like a real home, I don't think white wood would be the way to go. But again, it's The Sims and our options are kind of limited, but I still kind of made it work. And I do actually like how the windows came down over the cabinets as just like the little half circle, half moon, I don't know, just whatever that design is, or shape. But yeah, this is just, I really tried to step up my clutter game this build, and I think I did a good job. I know a lot of my movements are like super spacey and kind of hard to follow, and again, this is me finding an item and being like, oh, let's put that somewhere, so we're gonna zip back to the kitchen. And again, just working with cracks and holes and just trying to make it look like somebody has lived in it. And I'm not done with the kitchen yet, but I found those paintings and I was like, oh, I have a wall I can put these on, so I got distracted. I get distracted a lot, but this was just like a really easy gallery wall to just kind of finish. And just putting some little finishing touches in the kitchen. I think I was mostly happy with how it did turn out. But yeah, and this floor came with the new kit and I absolutely love it. I like how they give you the individual pieces to like tile the outside or the edges of the room. There wasn't really like diagonal pieces, but it still like didn't look too bad. So I went with it and just you know, filled in the floor and fixing a little corner here that I noticed. And I think just giving it a once over and then adding like curtains and changing the chairs as I go, and I guess changing that as well, and then adding some more windows to that wall. It was such a small space to work with that I just knew I wouldn't be able to put a lot like in that hallway, so I just thought if I made the walls look kind of busy, then it wouldn't look too bad. And this is my favorite corner vase sculpture piece in the whole game. I try to put it in, not try to, I just end up putting it in all of my builds because I am obsessed with it. And I think I realized that my platform needed to be raised because the door wasn't meeting the floor. And then I just added some trim because I did raise that up, which made the outside look a lot nicer anyways, because I was wondering like where I'd be able to, if I would be able to decorate like under the fence to the foundation. I don't like a lot of the foundation patterns or like the platform trims. I think we need something to update those because they are pretty lame. There's like brick options and some not so great stone options, and then siding, and I just hate most of them. But yeah, I had to redo my plates because they were floating in the middle of the air. And then again, me just getting distracted and deciding the front needed some more rocks and just kind of going over and avoiding working on this room because I had no idea what I was going to do for this room. I thought about turning it into a kid's room, but it just... the house just didn't really seem like a kid-friendly kind of house. Like, there's no playroom, there was no living room. It just seemed like a very vacation, like this is maybe a couple. I pictured one single person living here, and I just kind of built according to that. And I decided that I wanted to make them an artist. I kind of figured maybe an artist would like retire here and just paint all day in the nice weather, and this was kind of their studio. And yeah, this is just me raising the platform in the rest of the house because I realized they were all not up to the right level. But this room I just filled with lots of like, you know, I figured if it was an artist there would be lots of marks on the wall, you know. I wish I had like some kind of paint splatter or something, but I guess the rug was close enough. So I wanted like a study, like a really crammed, cluttered, like study art type of space. So I just kind of squished, like I squished so much in here. And honestly, this is one of, I think, my personal best builds that I have ever done. And I'm really proud of what I accomplished here. Like, stacks of books, you know, I just like, it's really cool. And this is when I was like, okay, we're gonna switch these canvases because that just makes sense, and put the framed ones in the room. Like, they haven't gotten around to putting them up yet, and you know, cluttering up the desk a little bit. And yeah, just putting more pictures up, like different pieces of artwork maybe this person has painted themselves or artwork that they've collected. And I just really wanted this to look like a really crammed, cozy spot, and I think I accomplished that to the best of where my skill set is at right now anyways. And yeah, I really liked these taped on drawings. I thought it just made a lot of sense to go in that spot there. And now the courtyard, which I was kind of nervous to come up with because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do for this, but I did a very small pool that, you know, coincidentally enough turned out to look like the letter D, which would be the next in the series. And I really wanted to say that was on purpose, but I can't take credit. I can't take credit for that because it was not on purpose. I just kind of went with the shape that fit into that area, and realized when I did like the top down view at the end, that's when I realized it looked like the letter D, and I was like, whoa, that's really cool. But yeah, I just wanted to outline the pool area with this tile. I didn't want to put it all throughout again because I thought that would be way too busy carrying it on from the kitchen area to the pool area as well. And yes, okay, I was just making sure that I got those corners. I couldn't remember if I did or not, and that would have drove me insane. But yeah, I really like the new furniture that came with this kit. I know there wasn't a lot of it, but I did really like what they gave you for patterns and color selections and everything. And it was just like really nice to have an outdoor area like this. And I'm just putting more pots in here to kind of tie in everything together, you know, just keep a running, cluttered, messy theme throughout the house. And then I just wanted to use all of the items from this kit, so I threw that fenced-in plant, or the fenced-in planter, in the middle of the courtyard. It doesn't completely go, but I like it, so I decided to keep it and just throw some more plants in there so it wasn't so, like, stand-out-ish. And then I added some more lights back there, and just some more plants to make that look really nice, and like, I don't know, a really nice spot to just relax and swim. And yeah, I am really happy with what my brain came up with. I mean, it did take like 8 hours. of stuff that I had to like cut down into this 25-minute video, but I think it was worth it. And this thing that I added on to the end, I had seen a lot of houses when I did like my Moroccan house search that had these little areas, I guess, added to some of the roofs, and it doesn't really, I don't know if I would keep that looking back now. I do like how it looks. I don't know if it really fits particularly well with this build, because obviously it's a room that, well, it's not even a room, it's just like a roof piece that's on the middle of the ceiling, but it does look kind of cool. And just a really quick final tour of everything that I did just to see how it looked. And yeah, I really like this courtyard and the pool area. I think it's a really cozy spot. And again, with our art study, kind of a final look. And, you know, just a little clutter. The kitchen, the bedroom, super cluttered. I really like that gallery wall. And my bathroom and my super jittery camera movements. I have to work on that, but that's what we have for the letter C. And if you guys want to take part in this shell challenge yourself, the link to the shell and my gallery is down below in the description, along with all the rules for the challenge are down there as well. You can also find them on my Twitter. And yeah, if you upload your shell to the gallery using the hashtag alphabetsoup, I'll be able to find everybody's builds for this and potentially feature yours in a tour video, because I like doing my builds for the letter, and then I like doing tours of my top favorites for that specific letter. So yeah, if you liked this build and like what I did with my C is for Courtyard, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It means a lot. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and you can keep tabs with the future of the Alphabet Soup Challenge. So thanks a lot, guys, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!